Thank you all for joining this session. Okay, and this is my WhatsApp number, and I'm in US, so my WhatsApp is still on India number. So you can note down my number. If you have anything, any question, any query, you can ping me here, or you can add me on what's it, LinkedIn. You can add me on LinkedIn, and if you want, and you can text me on my WhatsApp. And for the people in US, this is my number in US. I'm in US currently. First, let me introduce myself. I am Vishal, and I have around 16 years of experience in all in database technology. I am working as a database architect in US. And before coming to US, I worked in India for around 10 years, and last 6 years I'm in US. So I worked in service-based companies. I worked in product-based companies, and in my work as an individual contributor, I work as a data architect. At in all the platform I worked, and basically I worked on RDBMS side. I worked on Informix, Sybase, Oracle, PL SQL, MySQL, all this. Even I work on NoSQL also. Okay. So many people are asking me like, if we have 2 to 3 year experience, so what they have to learn more? Because the people who have 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, all the 2 to 6 years, you are very young, right? So you have to go and you have to learn for a few other things rather than PL SQL. PL SQL is okay because it's perfect. Doesn't matter which technology you are, the SQL you must have to learn. Either suppose you are a Java developer, right, or you are a .NET developer, or you are working somewhere. But when you go for an interview, the interviewer will definitely ask you for a SQL, because Java developers also need to write the SQL in their code. So SQL you must have to understand. And SQL, as name suggests, is a structured query language. It's a language, it's a query. We have to write, we have to interact with the database, and we have to find out, right? So perhaps what happened is there is uncertainty, right? It's creeping somewhere in the mind that whenever we go for the interview, right, what they have to ask, right? And what is likely to be asked, what SQL practice we have to do, right? Almost all SQL candidates, going exactly with the same thing, right? Not only me and you or somebody else. Everybody is going with the same phase that I don't know what they are going to ask. Because if you're a senior like 10 plus, right? So people can know what they're going to ask. Because a 10 plus, a 12 plus year experience person know that this is something going to the architect level, they're going to ask me for that question. But 2 to 6 years people, they have to know more about some database concept and the SQL practice. I will go one by one and I will let you know how exactly you have to understand the things and all. Okay. So we have to first not only theory classes, not only theory things you have to go and learn just from your college, or you have to practice the SQLs also. Okay, and the few things that you have to understand the basic things and be prepared for anything, right? So when you go for interview, they can ask you anything like that in the SQL, like writing or SQL. So when we're writing any SQL, somebody asks me, so always understand there are 3 things. One is select, one is from, and the last is where. This is the basic thing, right? Which you have to understand. When somebody asks, you have to start writing like this. Okay, and try to make a copy and pen always with you. Either you are going to face-to-face interview or you have a telephonic interview. Because when somebody going on a phone or in front of you asking something to write a query, I want this, select this from this, you have to write down. No need to ask so many times. You have to write down. It will be good for you. Okay, and the basic things like you have to know, just like what is basic queries, what is joins, because a very important question. I will go for some tricky questions in next, I think 5-10 minutes after. I will go for the basic questions which they are asking, the tricky question they are asking in the interview, and I will go first for this how the query is writing. Then I will go for the tricky questions also. Okay, for the tricky questions they are asking in interview, what they are expecting for a person of 2 to 6 years of mindset. I'm talking about only 2 to 6 years, not going beyond this. For beyond this, the expectation is high. Okay, so what are the tricky question they are asking for 2 to 6 years? Because I have taken so many interviews, like in US, in India, I was in UK for 2 years. Okay, I was in Europe also. So I understand what the people are asking and what they understand. So I'm going to tell you. Okay, so first you understand if somebody is asking you, right? So that I want to, I suppose I want to select this and that and this and that. Just doesn't matter what they're asking. Just write select from where. Because they want to understand, they want to know that people in front of him who is giving the interview, they are able to understand what I'm saying or not. They're able to understand the SQL or not. So you have to write, yes, sure, Piyush, I will go with Rover part. This is a windowing class, I will go. So just give me a few minutes, okay? So select from and where class. First you have to write this. If saying select, I want department ID, I want whatever they are saying, right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, department ID, employee ID, whatever they are saying, you can write here, department name, Then they are saying there are two tables. So you can write from, okay, you have department, comma, employee. Okay. When you know what you have to selecting and when you know from where you are selecting, the interviewer can at least understand, okay, this person knows that this is the syntax and this is the way we are going to write. And this is the person can understand the writing of query. They have something in their mind is going on and he's going to convert the thought in the query. So you have to write like this. This is the basic thing. Okay. And then you start from where the joining of the two tables. And always remember the number of tables in your where clause, from clause. This is the basic thing, but I'm taking the 2 to 6 here, right? So some people are senior, right? So don't get it wrong. So how many tables are in, this is also an interview question. How many tables in from clause? Suppose there are 5 tables, employee, department, X, Y, and Z. There are 5 tables. Minimum number of joins in your where clause should be n minus 1. This is 5 minus 1 is equal to 4. And this is the minimum number of join you have to implement in your where clause. If not, then data get redundant data you are getting, duplicate data you are getting, okay, or the data you don't need, like cross join data you will getting. So always remember the number of table you have in the from clause, the where should be at least n minus 1, at least 4 joins. If you have 5 tables, 4 joins. If you have 4 tables, 4 minus 1 is equal to 3 joins. This is the basic thing you have to write. You have to understand. They can ask this question. They're a very tricky question they are asking, right? And today, the things are going on. They can, and I will go with indexes, transaction, or all these things one by one. Okay. So one more thing there. Okay. Now there are few things. If a 2 to 6 year person writing SQL like PL SQL, if I go for a PL SQL, I'm writing a question which is very important, and I think each and every person is going for interviews asking this question. At least I ask this question to every person. Suppose there is a begin. You must, why I'm telling this, because you must have to understand the exception handling. This is the code. The PL SQL is also writing a code, just like we're writing in Java, we're writing in .NET, we're writing in Python. In the same way, PL SQL is a language given by Oracle, right? The SQL, procedure, query language, procedure language. You can write the same code, whatever you want to implement by Java logic, the same logic you can implement here in PL SQL. In all the banking application, they can do everything on backend. Right, they are not relied to make the more logics on the front end side. They can go for the back end side. So everything can be do by this. You can never say that, oh, this is not. So begin, there is exception. You always, when somebody type, can you write one PL SQL block exception? There is an end. This is the basic structure. Why I'm telling exception? Why I'm telling this? Exception is the middle. This is very important. The question is the summary question. Like you are selecting some. I'm telling you one interview question. I want to select one employee. Select ID from employee table where name is equal to John. Okay. And suppose the John employee is John, the name John, sorry, it's not ID. This is come into LNS ID. Okay. So ignore this type of things from. So something what happens if this particular John employee is not in employee table. So what happens? We don't want our query to give an error. So we can mark it an exception. The interview question is the normal exception here we are handling is everybody know when no data found. Almost everybody know, right? When no data found, then suppose you are printing, you can output print underscore line high. You are printing high. Okay. There is one exception is when others, which is almost everybody last. The interviewer is asking the question here. It's a very tricky question. It's a very important question. Interviewer asking, suppose when I defining the exception, okay, at that moment of time, I define first when others, because when others is basically handle everything. If you not define any exception by his name, you can go with when others. You can write when others, then high, and then you write when no data found, then hello. So because this is in no data found, select ID into LID from employee where name is equal to John. John is not at this employee table, right? So this should coming into no data found. The interviewer is asking the question, so it should go to no data found or it should go to the when others, because when others is calling first and when others printing high. So where it should go? The interviewer asking the question like this. This is a very tricky question. The answer is, if you ever try, you can try this at your any simple data. It gives you error when you run this particular block. The blocks gives you error because when others cannot be called before when no data found. and the interviewer asking the question which it should fit. He will never ask you the question give error or not. He will try to divert your mind in the way so that you can go and think, okay, this is when the data is not there. So maybe when no data found will be called, because this is we are calling here. We are calling here in a hello, right? Or okay, somebody thinking this is the when others is already called first, and when others can handle everything, so we can go by hi. So this is not the question. Is this particular thing gives you error? So always understand we cannot call when others before anything. When others is always the last, always last. This is 100. I'm 100% sure this is a very important question for 2 to 6 year people. Very important. They will going to ask this question in everywhere, right? And this is because this session will be, just a 45 minutes to 1 hour. I will not touch all the topics, but yeah, I will touching the few topics which are really important and asking everywhere in your interview question, because this question is important. I know, right? I face these questions anytime, right? And you have for the 2 to 6 year people, they want to understand when they came from the college, right? When they are basic thinking, right? Piyush recently was, can an exception block handle a function inside? Yes, Piyush. Exception block, when you go for the Piyush, I'm giving the reply to your question. You going for begin, exception, end. You want to function inside when exception. Suppose you want when no data found. All depend upon requirement. When no data found, you want to call a function. It's okay. When no data found, you can make here begin, end, and you can call a function here. Whatever you want to do, you can do. This is a separate block, right? So that's okay. Interviewer can ask you this type of question. You have to understand how this begin, exception, end will work, right? How this begin, exception, end will work. I will come with procedure and I will come to the point of procedure of function. Let's first start with the one more important question what they're asking. I will note down few topics, right? So I will go by one question from these topics, right? You all understand the keys concept. Just like if you go to the Java interview or some, from college level C interviews, the class level concept is everywhere they're asking the class. Because if some person can understand how the class will work, how the object will work, so at least they find, okay, this person has some basic funda is clear. Right. In the same way, the basic funda, in the same way, they're asking how to come in the like procedure and functions. They can ask. Because the triggers. I'm telling you one question on trigger. Okay. You all know trigger. There are two important questions which is coming from the trigger. The first question is, I hope you all know, the trigger will be automatically, there will no need to call explicitly. It will be an event and it will call on the base of insert, update and delete. Whenever we have insert, update and delete, this trigger will be called database trigger, right? And don't go with forms and reports, right? They have some different trigger. I'm talking about database SQL. So insert, update, delete, the trigger will be called. Okay, and this is the question is here. There are 2-3 questions. The first question: suppose I'm doing something. Can I have to call a trigger? The first answer is no. Trigger will not called. It will be called automatically. It will be an event on basis of the event which trigger was written. It was called. The first question. The second question: the trigger is only called insert on basis of insert, update, and delete. Only 3 things. Only this DML. Somebody saying I'm selecting something and I wrote a trigger. So what happened to go the data? They can ask so many things. I am selecting something. Go to the table. I have write a trigger. You cannot write a trigger on select. The trigger will fire only insert, update, and delete. Answer. He just want to understand. Okay, you know this concept or not? This is also important question. Is asking in the interview. The second thing is the trigger is basically 12 type of trigger. You all already, I think, know, but I will let you one criteria by which you can understand. It will basically is a row level and statement level trigger. A statement level trigger, okay? And it should be called on insert, update, delete. Insert, update, delete. It will be before and after. Before, after means before insert, before insert, after insert, before update, after update, before delete, after delete. How many triggers? There are total 13 type of trigger. This is 2 into 3 into 3. 2 into 3 into 2. Before and after. This is 2. Insert, update, delete 3. Row and statement 2. 2 into 3, 6. There are 12 type of trigger. This plus 1 is instead of trigger. This is total 13 type of trigger. This is the one thing you can explain. You don't need to remember the name. You can just give this concept. We have a row, this statement. it will call insert, update, delete, before and after, the 2 into 3 into 2, 12, and 1 is instead of trigger. Instead of trigger is called for use for updating views. Okay, that's it. Done. You are done. For 2 to 6 year people, you are done. They are not going to ask any single question on that. Next question is here on triggers is, suppose new question. We wrote a row level trigger and we wrote a statement level trigger. Okay, and my one on update, definitely on update. Okay, and my one query will update 100 rows. How many times your trigger will be fired? Okay, how many times you will fire? This is the question. They just want to understand. They just want to know you know the concept of trigger or not. Okay. So what you have to see? So 100 rows are fired. Statement level trigger, one statement fired. Statement level is called one times, and row level will trigger because the 100 rows updated. So if there is a row level trigger, it will be called 100 times. So right, the one concept here, row level trigger is called, and we wrote a row level trigger and 100 rows are affected. So 100 times it will be called. We wrote a statement level trigger and only one statement I issued. Doesn't matter, it's going to update 1000 records or million records, but this is a statement level trigger. It will be fired only once. This is the concept of trigger. Okay, they are going to ask this few questions. Okay, if I'm going fast and somebody have any questions, right? Somebody have any questions, so they can they can WhatsApp me, or you can on my Facebook you can go and text me back. That will also work. So I will definitely try to reply back. My email ID is also I can mention here, vishalhcst@gmail.com. Okay. One important question they are going to ask on some, I'm going through topics, right? And whenever you are going for an interview, right, be honest about your SQL skill. Be honest. Sometimes, the interview will ask how much you rate yourself about SQL. Some people are saying 9 out of 10. PL SQL 10 out of 10. Okay. So be honest. Be humble. Be honest. Okay. Go by 7, 8. No, don't need to go with 9 and 10, man. If unless if you know, okay, I am the boss, I can do, then go for 9 and 10. Otherwise, go with 7 and 8. It's okay. Nobody's expecting. If you are 10 by 10, they're not going to hire you. Okay. So don't think about it. 7 and 8 is okay. You have to, if there are 10 questions they're asking and you have given answer of 7, that's okay. They will hire you. If they really want to hire a developer, they will hire you. Everybody don't know anything or everything, right? So it's okay. And get some real world SQL experience. How you get a SQL? Suppose you are going on YouTube and try top 50 SQL questions. You can go and you can learn. Few people are going, because the less experienced people basically try to learn this thing. Not going to learn, basically they memorize this query. So this will not work. This will not work. You try to memorize a thing, this will not work. You have to try to find the real world experience. The SQL practice makes SQL perfect. How much practice you can do? If you have a SQL developer install, we have our employed, many tables are already created in a Scott or something schema. You can take the tables, or you can go from YouTube somewhere, take the table, you can have the screenshot, print the table, copy paste, try to run the query, try to do some twist in the query and try to run it and try to find it. What is it? It is running. And okay, and this is the most important thing. Go to the real world example. The real world example will help you. There are a number of ways, right? If you have contact who work with SQL, if you know somebody who is working in SQL, or you have in your company, you have a SQL, right? And you think, right? So you can go with that. And coming some point, some people are saying we have 800 lines of code. When we're going for interview, the interviewer asking, there is one very common question. I have a table, which table have millions of record. I have another table, which have millions of record. They just want to make you afraid with the word millions of record. Okay. So never think whatever they are saying, millions of billions of record, it's okay. The SQL will work in the same way. It's okay. The performance thing is coming in the picture, but we'll come on that. But never go and never afraid of this word millions of rows, billions of rows. No, that is okay. So, and few things you have to go with indexes. The concept of indexes they want to understand, right? There are basic concept you must know. The basic things for the 2 to 6 customers, they can understand. Okay, you must know the basic things. What is indexes? It's okay if you don't know reverse key index. There is a concept reverse key indexes. At least for 5-6 years people they have to understand. But if you don't know what there is a concept of reverse key, let me know. Reverse key index. You know what the use of index is? What we are using indexes when you want to fetch the data, and the fetching the data will be faster. That's why we are using indexes. Okay, so it make the select faster. But the downside of what? Update and delete will be slow. because of index. So what there is a concept of reverse key indexes. Suppose somebody is asking in the interview, this is very common. They're asking in the interview, I have an environment and I have multiple of recorders selecting, they are inserting, they are updating, they are deleting. Okay, interviewer can ask anything. Interviewer can see you anything, whatever it comes in his mind at that moment of time. They can use any word. Okay, so if they're saying I'm inserting, updating, deleting, and I have to create index. Okay, so there are all about you can just keep calm, note down the things, and then reply. Okay, there is all depend upon the business scenario. If your business needs that we have to create index on that column, there is a concept of reverse key index. What reverse key index will do? Suppose there is a column 1, 2, 3. ID is 1, 2, 3. Okay, and the first index is 1, 2, 3. The second ID suppose 1, 2, 4. When the reverse key index will do, what the reverse key index will do? It will take that key and make it reverse. 3, 2, 1. Make it reverse. 4, 2, 1. So what happened when we are storing the data, storing this index information in a database inside, this heap, suppose this is our whole information where we are storing, index is storing 3 to 1 is this block, 4 to 1 is this block, 5 to 1 is this block, 6 to 1 is this block. Next value suppose 1, 2, 2, 2 to 1 is another block. There is the next value suppose 130. After 7 there is 130. 130 reverse to 0, 3, 1. 0, 3, 1 is go to another block. So inserting and updating is different blocks. It will be faster. Okay, I am coming with analytical function also. So this is the things are coming. Okay, now let's go for the analytical function. People are asking so many times, so let's go analytical function. They're asking. This is also a concept for the 2 to 6 year experience people. This is a good question. This is one of the good questions they're asking for the analytical functions, right? So first, let me go for the few things like aggregate function. Also, I'm coming. Then you must have to know the aggregate function, how they're using. If they are using aggregate, so you have to go with the group by. Okay, so group by is I remember one group by. The one important question they're asking the group by is we are using having clause. If you know having, so there's a concept they're asking what is having? Why we are using having? One line answer is okay. Having is just like a where clause on group by. That's it. Where clause on group by. They are not going to ask anything else. That's done. Your answer is done. Right? That's why you're using having. Having, suppose you have find out the duplicate record, you're writing select ID, count star from employee. Group by employee having count star greater than 1. So having is just like a where clause on your group by. That's one line answer for you people. That's good. You are good to go. Okay. When you are writing this functions like row number, there is few functions, row underscore number. Right. This is the questions we are asking. Like there is why we are asking this question. They can ask you. I have to generate IDs. Right. If in MySQL this is auto increment. Okay. In Oracle PL SQL we have a concept of sequence. So if we create a sequence on a table, we create a sequence and call that sequence to generate an ID. We have generate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. But interviewer will ask, I don't want to use sequence. Okay, I don't want to. Can you use any analytical function to generate it? This is the row number. Okay, the row number we can use. Okay, so there are many things like row number. We have rank. We have dense rank. How this is used? I'm telling you. This is within group. There is a concept, the syntax of within group over. When you go for over is basically a windowing clause. Windowing clause in the sense what is going this particular function, whatever I'm calling, is implement on what? The window we are implemented over. Here we can partition by just like group by. These are the words. Okay, but when you take 1, 2 examples from from Google or from YouTube or any Stack Overflow, you've got many examples. You can take that example and don't only memorize it. Take that example, copy paste on your database, run it, and try to find out how exactly it works, it behaves. When you go over when you make partition by, this is rank and dense rank, the difference in rank and dense rank. Also, when you make a dense rank over partition by suppose department ID, order by ID, DSC. So what happened on every department? We have 1, 2, 3 department IDs are. On basis of one department, if you have 5 employees, it print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For department 2, it will again start printing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For 3, again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 employees are there, right? So that in the way it will the rank and dense rank will go. The concept of analytical function, everything is written in the same way. Just we have to understand why we are calling row number. We are calling row number to generate a sequence 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. Rank, we are giving a ranking. Dense rank and rank is there. If suppose there are 2 employees same. Suppose there are 1, 2, 3, 3. Both are. So rank will give a number 1, 2, 3. Is skip a 4, 5, something like that. And dense rank will skip a number 3, 3, and then here 5. So that's why maybe I missed something. But yeah, this is the way rank and dense rank will be used. Okay, that's why we have to call. The same way we have a league and lag. This is also analytical function. So you have to just remember 5-6 most important functions. Is one is row number, you have to know. Rank, this is very important. Dense rank, this is very important. Somebody will ask you this question: find second highest salary by using rank. Okay, second highest salary by using rank. So you can find out the query, try to do on your database. If you try to run that particular query when you take from Google or Stack Overflow or YouTube anywhere and run on your system, the practice makes you perfect. Right? It's all about the practice. Whatever the practice you do, it makes you perfect. Okay. Then just give me 1 second. Somebody's pinging my phone. Join it. Okay. So this is the rank, dense rank, league, lag, or lead. This 5-6 function is okay if you know. Okay, that is basically the person want to know: are you able to write an integral function or not? That's it. If they know the concept, okay, you know these things, that will be great. Okay. So, and exception handling, I tell you. Okay, and let me go with view and materialize view. Somebody is asking view and materialize view. This is the question somebody is asking in the interview. This is also interview question, very important thing. View and materialize view. Why we are creating view? Why we are creating materialize view? Right. So the view, why we are creating, this is the basic thing. This is Ravinder, I will come to you in the query. So basically, the why we are creating the view. What is view? You must have no view is not taking any. The first thing if somebody is asking what is view, you have to tell this not taking any space in database. They're asking the question how many space it will take something. No, it is just for the security. While you are creating a view, you can give the example. Okay, you can find the example. Okay, let me tell you the example. Suppose there is an employee table and that table contains employee name, address, and his salary, and name, address, and his salary. And we don't want that only account department can see the salary column. I don't want admin and HR will see, admin team can see the salary column. We can create an employee underscore view and give the access. It will not take any space in database, but that's why we can hide our data, right? Or we can make more secure data by creating the views. Why are you using materialized views? This is the question, right? This question will come. For you people, the very straightforward answer: materialized views are taking, first thing, there's a difference between view and materialized view taking space in the database. Right? Just like view is not taking, but yeah, materialized is taking. Why we are using? Suppose we are working in a reporting environment and somebody had to generate a report, right? On hourly, depend upon the business scenario, you can add this word. Depend upon your business needs, somebody need to generate the report every night at 12 a.m. in the night, or then 6 a.m. in the night. After every 6 hours or 10 hours or 12 hours, every 2 days, somebody has to generate a report and send it to the management or the reporting team. So we don't want every time they have to run the complex SQL. Maybe the SQL will be complex and can take the 30 minutes to run and populate the data. So what happened? We can create a materialized view and we have a refresh clause. Materialized having a refresh clause. The refresh clause means for some particular query, we write a query, select something. That query have a refresh clause, refresh after 6 hours, for example. Make a refresh clause with 6 hours interval. After the 6 hours, this query will be run, populate the data in your materialized view. Or when that reporting person will come, or suppose we write a program or schedule something to pick the data at 12 a.m., it will get the data because we already populated the data in this table. So there is no need to make any join. The table, what the record here it will generate a report for this. But the next question is, next run will be 6 a.m. because we make a refresh clause that it should be refreshed after every 6 hours, right? So what happened after every 6 hours? So if somebody is taking the report at 4 a.m. in the morning, the report will be same because the data is not changed. So data will be changed at 6 a.m. only. That's it. This is the only thing they're going to ask you when they're asking about materialized view. Okay. There's some people are asking for the performance tuning. Okay. This is the only important thing. Performance tuning basically come with at least 5 years. For 2 to 6 years, if they are asking, then it's okay. I don't think so. They're going to ask for 2 years people what the performance tuning is. For the 2 years people, the performance tuning term is, tuning basically means you have to write our query in an efficient way so that it will be run smoothly, efficiently. Okay. So for less experienced people, I'm taking 2 to 3 or 4 years. You can say, okay, whenever I'm writing a query, for 2 to 3 to 4 years people, Whenever I'm writing a query, I have to make sure that, okay, whatever I'm using in our web, how exactly I'm writing the query. If somewhere I'm writing a substring or like operator, right? So I can remove this like with substring. I can use anywhere in clause. I can remove this in with exist. It will be faster. Okay, the rewrite the query will be make faster and smooth. This is the things you can say as it and 2 to 3 to 4. We can go check the indexes. If whatever the where clause we are using, if the proper index are created or not. So we can check in the user underscore indexes table 2 to 3 to 4. When you go for the 5 and 6, 7, at least 7, 8 से कहानी different हो जाती है. The 8 is different. 5, 6, 7. You can go. There are a lot of things. You can first thing you have to answer. Whenever there is a query, somebody is telling me, okay, I'm giving this answer. Okay. The first question is, I'm the interviewer. Okay, suppose Mr. X, you have a query which is taking time. What do you do? So what I'm going to ask is, yeah, definitely, Rahul, I'm going one by one. Just give me 2 minutes. I'm giving that example. So the first thing you have to ask is, Vishal, you are saying the query is running slow. So when the query start running slow, maybe the query is running till somebody saying till started the query was fine. And since today morning when I run the query, it will taking time. Okay, there is one scenario. There are two scenarios here in the case of performance tuning. The first scenario, till yesterday, fine. Till yesterday, it was fine. And the second scenario is when I wrote this query 6 months before, it was fine. Then after the time by time, the performance degraded. Months it will running in 5 seconds. 6 months before, 2 months before, it will taking 30 seconds. Last month it is taking 1 minute, and from last 1 week it is taking 5 minutes. If this is the scenario, there are two scenarios. You can tell this interviewer. You can tell interviewer these two scenarios. So there are two scenarios. The first scenario, if somebody is saying this query is running everything fine till yesterday, today it is stuck and not working fine. And the second scenario is, if somebody is saying that, okay, Vishal, this query is running perfectly when I wrote this query 6 months before, but at that time it's running 5 seconds, and when the time passes, the performance of the query is degraded. So in this scenario, why this happened? Straightforward answer. This is because of data. The data is increasing. The load on the query are increasing. Because of this, the load of the query was increasing. Because of this, because the tables have more data. Because this performance is degraded. The first thing we have to say. Explain plan, definitely yes, I'm coming. But this is the scenario. If that because of data, this we have to, because of the data is increasing the table, the performance is degraded. In this scenario, because of data, the performance is decreased. In this scenario, we have two options. We have to go and check the query. What is the indexes? How we can do? We can take the query and run the explain plan. Explain plan, you know all we can run. You can go explain plan for run the query. It's like a start from plan and table. So you can check the indexes, whatever we wrote at that time, it is perfectly working or not. Second, if still it is working fine, indexes are okay, and then you can see, okay, the indexes are okay, it is perfectly fine, but still the point that we can go for partitioning. Partitioning is why this is basically, you can say, the final thing which basically make your query faster, because if they are degrading because of the data scenario. This answer is finished. Second option. Then the interviewer says, okay, no, the first option. The query is working fine till yesterday, and today we have issue. So what I'm saying about the explain plan and performance tuning, I am working since last 16 years. Okay, and there is no thumb rule. There is no thumb rule of performance tuning that if particular query is running fine in one database, or suppose in my development environment, running fine, the same query will go to production and it will run fine. No, it is not possible. Environment to environment will be different, and there is no thumb rule. Yes, there are few things which we have to follow, but there is no thumb rule that this scenario definitely is going to work. So if they will come to the first point. Till yesterday everything is fine, and today I have issue. Okay, so you can say, okay, sir, the first thing what I have said, I can check the query and go to the explain plan. Explain plan will give the first thing. Explain plan, if they are saying, okay, what do we do? Explain plan. Explain plan will give you the way to look the query performance, how the query will run. So the explain plan is the first thing you have to do. You have to tell the first thing. The first thing is explain plan. The second thing I am checking, is there any full table scan? Is there any full table scan is going on? Okay, it is not saying the full table scan is always bad, but the second thing you have to see, the first is explain plan. The second thing you have to check is the full table scan is going on. The third thing you have to check, you can see that here the query, all tables and indexes which are used here, their statistics are compute or not. The statistics, normally the DBAs of any application will compute the statistics in every week or somewhere, in every day, in some environment, some month. Okay, it happens. So you can check the statistics where you can check user underscore tables and user underscore indexes. They have a column last underscore analyzed underscore date underscore DT. Last analyzed date. This is a point we are going to tell to the interviewer. Point number 1, explain plan. Point number 2, we are checking the full table scan is going or not. If there is full table scan, we can check the indexes. We have created an index or not, right? How to fetch the explain plan. Explain plan, there are two ways. You can do it Google also, explain plan for, right? You can write directly explain plan for and then select star from employee. It will go explain plan explained. Plan explained. And then you can write select star from plan underscore table. If you do select star from plan underscore table, it will show you the explain plan of that SQL. Okay, just like it. Okay, the second plan. Second is full table scan. You are saying then the third is you are saying okay, everything is okay. No, there is no full table scan. Then you can say the third is we can say all table and indexes have statistics are compute or not. There are histogram things are coming in the picture, but this is not for you. For 7 years, even 6-7 years, there is no. You are okay with this answer. We can check the last analyzed date column. If the analyzed date are not analyzed, then we can ask the DBA to compute the statistics or of our table and indexes. The query will be definitely going to work. Definitely. This is the one thing, the compute statistics we have to do. Okay. Oh, sorry. Okay. So the last analyze underscore DT this is the column name. You can tell the interviewer this is the column name last underscore analyzed underscore DT. We have to check in user underscore indexes and user underscore tables. Okay. That having 1 second. I hope this is okay now. Okay. So last analyzed date, you have to say this is the 3 things you have to check. Okay. Then after when we run the query, and the 4th thing, after this, if you say, okay, I check 1, I check 2, I check 3. The 4th thing is the most important thing is I am telling you with my experience of last 16 years. I am working as an architect. I am working as a developer. 95% problem of performance tuning will be solved by rewriting the query. Okay, by rewriting the query. How the rewriting the query will help you? And let me give you the example. I will relate with two things. Okay, this is my mail ID, guys, and this is my WhatsApp number and US number. Okay, what I'm telling you. Explain plan, right? Yeah, sorry. Okay, explain plan done. I'm sorry. Yeah. Can anybody just ping what we're talking about? I'm really sorry. Yeah, query rewrite. Sorry. Okay, if somebody is saying after these 3 things, the 4th thing is rewrite of query. Rewrite of query will definitely improve the performance. How it is? Many times you can see that people are saying, I have 1,000 line of SQL, 1,000 line of SQL, 800 line of SQL, 2,000 line of SQL, right? If somebody is saying a thing like this, we have to check the query. Whatever you are writing, why you are writing 2,000 line of SQL? I'm not telling that this is not the way. The telling is we have a concept of with clause. If somebody is working on with clause, if not, then you have to practice with clause. Oracle gives a with clause concept. With clause, right? If there is 800 lines of query, if we can 10 blocks of 80 lines of query can understanding more easier than as compared to 800 lines of query, right? So we can go with 80 lines of query. We can make the query with clause. The first thing what the rewrite of queries, we can use with clause. How with clause will work? I'm telling you how it is beneficial. I'm telling you here. First, let me note it down, otherwise I will forget. The second time we can use parallel hints. There are a lot of hints, not only parallel hint with PL SQL hint, lot of hints, materialized view hint. There is one materialized view hint. Okay, there are a few things which we can use and the query will faster. How with clause will be faster? Suppose you can give an example. Suppose my 800 lines of query is writing like there is a table. There is a table called what is this? In with clause, how it is work? Suppose there is in our 800 line of query, there is a table called product, and I am making a join with product table. This table having 1 million rows, okay, and my whole query is based upon whatever the product ID I am coming. So what I can do, I can make a with clause. Suppose like this, with N1 as select star from product. Select star from product where ID is equal to P. Then here you can write select from N1. What happened here? The select whatever select you want to do. In case of by using product table, we are not using product, we are using N1 from N1. This N1 with N1 as. So what happened if suppose product table having 1 million rows and this product P on which our data is dependent, this P is having only 10,000 rows. So our N1, this join N1 comma sales, the sales table product ID will join only with 10,000 records, not going to join with 100,000 records. This is very efficient. This also you can call common table expression method, CTE. This is the same thing you are also called with clause, right? So this is the concept is very popular. Almost I wrote my each and every query is with clause. My few queries are 1000 lines, but actually this is just 50 lines of 20 block. So if there is any issue, it is coming one of the block which is just 50 lines. So the reason of understanding the 50 lines code is much easier as compared to 1000 lines of code. So always try to forget your query with N1. There is one more thing. If you know for the 5, 6 and 2 years also, I'm telling you, in Oracle 12c, there is a concept coming. If you know, and make faster, if there is a concept coming with, when we're writing a with clause, we can directly write, suppose I have to find out if that, suppose there is a scenario and I have to find out that particular function, that particular person is enrolled in our, suppose we have environment and we are enrolling people in your insurance, for example, right? And we have a table for insurance and we have to find out if that person is enrolled, then just print yes, this is enrolled. If it is not enrolled, then print no. With all the data like person name, first name, last name, date of birth, and all these things I have to select. But this yes and no will be coming only for the record which are enrolled. So I don't want to make our enrollment table because enrollment table may be millions of records. I don't want to use it. What I'm using, I'm making a function here. In a select, Oracle 12c give you option. You can write a function within the select. There is no function you have to go and create a function separately, create or replace function. Then you can use that function in select. No, we don't have to do this. We can write a function here itself. When the query will run as a SQL, that's run, that's finished. With function get underscore enrollment, suppose in bracket we are passing employee ID, number, same formula, return varchar as begin, end. And here after end, here you can write select employee all details, comma, this get underscore enrollment. Here you have write from employee. You can pass here get underscore enrollment, employee.id. Here name is enrollment. You can run this whole query just like a select. Just like a select, you can insert it. You can just run it. It will give you employee ID. One, his name is John. His date of birth is 1 Jan 1990. And his enrollment, yes. In one line a query. And this is much faster. We are not going to join enrollment table everywhere. We are not going to just creating a function at the runtime, passing the employee ID. Only those employees we are selecting our criteria, who are following our criteria, which fall from our criteria for that table. Employee table having 50,000 record. We don't want to join that 50,000 record with enrollment table to get that they are enrolled or not. If our criteria will give only 500 record, only this 500 records of we are going to join with the enrollment table and give the value yes or no. Okay, so this is the way we have to rewrite the queries. Okay, the rewriting of queries. So for the tuning, you understand these 4-5 points. You have to just give these 4-5 points. You are done. You are done for the interview basic, right? Okay. A few more points is the few more points I'm coming. The you must have to know a few questions like male, female. That okay, male, female, right? This is a very good interview question. I think it's asking since last 10, 15, 16 years. When I was in college and I was get selected in TCS, the interviewer asked me this question. That one table I have a male column and I have a female column. I have to switch male to female, female to male. Okay. So this is the question. This is not a simple update. We have to use decode here. Right? So this is the one important interview question because nobody is going to ask you a second highest salary, third highest salary. Everyone knows that you already go to YouTube or Facebook or anywhere else and you can this query learn. So male female update decode functions we are using decode, how decode will work, how case will work, what the difference in decode and case. These are the important things we have to know. Okay. The second thing is I'll tell you one more thing. Note it down. Okay, normalization you must have to know. Doesn't matter how much experience you have. This is the question. Normalization. What is the by default normalization? How you can prove that okay, this table is denormalized, and why we go for first normal form, why you go to second normal form, why you go to third normal form, why you go to BCNF. At least you have to know how to go with third normal form. So at least third normal form you have to understand with simple example. Take an example. Before going to interview, you must know that when somebody start asking a single word about normalization, take the copy and pen. You start writing at 10 lines. This is normalization. This is a table. This is ID. This is 1. This is 2. This is 3. The interviewer will be flat. Okay, you understand normalization. That's it. He's not going to ask you anything more. He just if he is there to recruit the employees, that's it. They know. You must have to. Okay, the one question is you must have to know cursors. The basic things you must have to know: the cursor, how the cursor will work, how the group by having work, how that what you can say. The group by having work, the constants. There are questions. Constant is coming, right? Why the constant question is coming? This interview question is: suppose I have a table which entered all the laborers who are working in my company, and I want that somebody with the age of 17 years, okay, when is trying to insert the record of the employee table in employee, and that employee age is 17, okay, and the rule is less than 18 is not allowed to work. So how can I give an error that person will not allow to work? I am not able to insert. Somebody will say, okay, I will try to write a trigger. Many people will say, I will write a trigger. Interviewer don't ask the trigger. They want to ask you a check constant. This is a table label. Check constant. We can write a check constant while creating a table itself. Okay, or you can alter also. But while creating a table, if this is the design, we have to go for the check constant, and we can make this column H column. We have to check if this is less than 18. The table will not allow to insert the data. Okay, so this is the check constant concept. They will ask you, okay, the relationship one you must know what is 1:1, 1:many, many to one, many to many. Okay, procedure functions, union all. This is this union all you can find out here there also. Okay, on YouTube or anywhere in Stack Overflow. This is the important questions. Union all they are asking. How this not null constant, how this foreign key constant will be work. Okay, what is the primary key? Okay, some question is asking what is the primary key, what is foreign key, what is candidate key, what is key. Don't confuse. The key means key. This is just a name. The primary key, this is okay. The primary key is okay. One table having only one primary key. Okay, it is not null. That's okay. But the main funda of key is, if somebody start asking, the main funda of key is what? Main funda of key is to uniquely identify the rows. This is the father key, uniquely identify the row. That's why I created key. Then there are a lot of things is coming. Okay, we have a primary key, we have foreign key, we have what you said, candidate key. Lots of the minimum for this key is candidate key. Lot of things are coming, but the funda is keys uniquely identify the row. Foreign key, we are adding this. We are making it, making relation references of employee table to department table. Then we can create a foreign key. Okay, foreign key can be null, but primary key cannot be null. These are very small things, and most important basic things you must have to know how this acid property will work, right? The atomicity, consistency, isolation, durability, how this work, what is this? You have to, if you know just name acid, atomicity, consistency, isolation, and durability, you are okay. You must know how it is working on. Basic SQLs, you have to understand like operator, how it is work, the like operator, okay? The one-to-be question will become, if suppose one table having underscore or percentage, Okay, because like operator work will percentage and this, how we have to find out this record. This is something tricky. You have to find out and you have to give the like operator. The question will be asked, right? How the join will work, right? Bulk collect. Okay, this is one question for 5-6 years people. How this bulk collect will work? The collections. Collection will not for the 2 to 3 years, 4 years. But if you know, that is very good. It can make you different from other people who are coming for the interview. The bulk collect and collections. How this bulk collect and collection will be work. And if you're working bulk collect, the interview question is how you handle exception here. Because bulk collect means you are writing a PL SQL. PL SQL means code. Code means exception handling is the most important point. So the question is when you are writing a bulk collect, okay, so why you are going to handle the exception? Because the bulk collect is basically is bulk collecting about thousands of records and making one collection, right? So if there is one record having issue, what happened? Do you want all transactions to be failed? So this is the important question. So what we have to do? Exception handling. How do bulk collection handle? We have a save exceptions. Save exceptions. We can use save exceptions for that bulk collect exception handling. This is one of the important question they can ask. How this bulk collect work? How we are creating a create type, and okay, and suppose how we are creating a type. We are making a object for this type. Okay, type, and then we can use bulk collect into select bulk collect into this variable. This is the bulk collect will work, and for the bulk collect exception handling, we are using save exceptions. Okay, this is the important thing. Save exceptions. They will ask in your interview questions, and this will go. Okay, so and indexes, materialized view indexes is a very important thing. They can ask you for the indexes. I will tell you the reverse index is the important thing. How index will work, why index are created. Okay, these are the basic funda. They must for 6 years people till 6 years. This is the thing they want to know. They want to ask. Okay, I want to know this and I want to know that. Writing SQL. Okay, the last thing I'm going to tell you is whenever somebody is writing SQL, somebody tell you to write the SQL. Nobody is prepared for that. Okay, nobody is prepared for that. Whatever they are going to ask. Okay, whatever they are going to ask and whatever they are going to use. Okay, so whenever somebody is tell you to write the SQLs. Okay, at that moment of time, you always have a copy and pen. Write these 3 things. I'm starting in the free. Start, select, from, where. Whatever they are telling you, just write here. Select A.id, B.name, whatever they are saying from A table, B table, and then start making a join conditions here. So never afraid what they are going to say you that my table having thousands of records, whatever you have to do. Check the record, write this select from where. Okay, if suppose say okay, my table have millions of records. Okay, so they have to say when I write the code, if the query is taking time, so I have to check the scheme plan. Why it is taking time? When index is missing, I can make a where clause join here. How we know the where clause? We have which where clause we have to implement. We can see the schema design, or we can see user underscore constant. How these two tables will be, relate to each other. Okay, relate to each other. So when you go to SQL developer or PL SQL, or you have database design documents you have available, which can let you know how these two tables are related, what is going to make a join. Because if somebody is telling me, suppose you told me that shall I have a table employee, I have a table salary, I don't know what is the index, how they relate to each other. So that is schema designs, or you can go to so constraint tables, or you can check that data modeling. You can say go the data model, you can check how the table are related to each other, see the data. The many queries are the data centric. Nowadays, the data is coming in the JSON format, XML format. We have to parse and all these things, but this is not for you. This is for basically more than 6 years. So the one thing which you're writing about SQL is if anybody is saying that my table is very heavy, this is millions of rows and I have to find out. So always try to telling the answer. So this is the way we have to write the query. If this having a millions of rows, and suppose you want to only find out the records, our query need only suppose that query, that table name is world city, and we have millions of rows, and we have to we have to use that table in our query, and we have to only find out the record from Paris. We can make come with the with clause with n1 as select star from world city where city is equal to Paris. My first query is this. This is only one query is coming. And here, so whatever you want, select from where. From me, In the case of from clause, we are not using the word class city table. We are using only N1. And now our class is N1 dot, so whatever you want to make it here. Now my query, now this our query is not going to use the whole word city table to make join with other tables to make it complicated. I am only using only with Paris, so that maybe, because if you see the answer partitioning, if you have partition, maybe they said we don't have partition in the table. Okay, so we can go with this with clause. With clause, if you are start practicing with clause query, I am telling you by guarantee you are so perfect in SQL. Because somebody is just afraid of writing SQLs. Just afraid of writing SQL. Oh, how I write? Somebody saying so many things I have to implement. How can I write a SQL? That is very, very easy if you start practicing with clause. How we have to with clause we have to use, right? What exactly we are going to do with clause? This is very, very easy. So this is all, and I think many things, because in 1 hour session we cannot go. I have noted down few things. I think you have to understand that partitioning, normalization, indexes, group by having, okay, store procedures and functions, how that store procedure will work, function will work, how this package will work, okay, how can we define, how can we call a procedure in a function in a function, procedure in a function, procedure in a procedure, everything will be done. Exception handling is a very important writing. Writing SQL is the main thing which you have to practice, okay. So you have to try, you have to learn. If any question, you can WhatsApp me. If any people in US can call me, this is my email. If anybody have anything, you can contact me, buddy. And hope it will be fine. You can enjoy learning, okay. And any issue, you can contact me as well. If anybody having some project issues, like they are working in a project and they need any help, then they have to write for SQLs, and they have to write PL SQLs, they have to write a program, and they are very complex. And in the project environment has to deliver it very quickly. Need any help, contact me. No issue at all. This is my WhatsApp. This is my US number. This is my email ID. Thank you, buddy. Any question, you can always, chat me on my, WhatsApp or Facebook or anything else. Thank you, bye. Thanks, bye-bye.